Well, I'm in the ladder stand up here in this bedding area I hunted about a week and a half ago. It's pretty calm, so I have to sit still. This whole tree shakes when I move. There should be a nice breeze picking up later today, but I might sit all day. It's in a good spot. I brought a rattling bag with me too. Well, that's the first deer I've rattled in this season. He showed up about a minute after I rattled, maybe 2 minutes. Just had 5 does slip by about 30 yards out. Well, it is lunchtime. Can't go wrong with Hillshire Farm smoked turkey. Because I didn't smoke a turkey this fall. When I got down to rattle, I smelled something rotting. Kind of want to go look, see if there's a dead deer or something, but since the wind has switched a little, I keep getting a whiff of something rotten down there. And, well, I started climbing down and realized what had happened. Apparently a coyote left me something to stomp around in when I went down there to rattle. And now it's all over my freaking ladder stand. That same little buck from a week and a half ago is down here. Almost in the same spot. That little buck's the same one I saw last week, and he bedded down in almost the same spot. And after a while, he got up and it sounded like he pushed some does off into the thick stuff. I've heard a few deer around me this evening, but haven't seen anything else since that little buck. So I'm gonna pack up and climb down. I'll be back out in the morning. Not here, but I'll be back out in the woods somewhere. So I'll catch y'all in a little while. Some of y'all may remember, maybe, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I went and hunted where I could see the truck up in the hardwoods. I was about 100 yards from the road and had all kind of does come through in the morning. And I'm here in the afternoon now, and I'm expecting that same kind of movement going the opposite way. Here's a scrape. There's another scrape. Fresh scrapes. But we got a surprise here. This little growed up field is no longer growed up. They bush hogged it recently. Here's another scrape, 10 yards away from the others. I'm just going to go to the back of this field since it's been cut. I'm going to go to the back corner of it. I circled around back to where I can see my truck, and somebody else just pulled up and parked in front of me. Well, shoot, I just walked a couple steps too far. A doe got off bed. I don't know if she's on bed. Blew a bunch and ran off. It was one doe, but the way she blew like that, I'm not going to hunt right here. I'm going to go back to where I was a couple weeks ago, which is not far away, but if the deer try to skirt this area, they're liable to come through there. I never heard this guy get in the woods. It's real crunchy, so I think I would have heard him. I'm guessing he's across the road, so I'm going to end up right where I was 2 weeks ago. Well, our friend who parked by my truck is leaving already. Well, just that one little buck tonight. Smells like rutting deer in here. Good morning, y'all. I'm hunting some private land this morning, hoping for a big buck. It's the cruising phase here. The big bucks are on their feet, starting to look for the first does, and it should be getting good. I'm in some woods along the edge of a big thicket, and I think it's a good spot to catch deer cruising through. Probably see some does too, but we're not in here to shoot a doe today. There's a whole herd of deer running up the creek bank across the creek on another property. I couldn't tell if there's any bugs, but they were running like they're being chased. That's the one deer that I would shoot today, is that white-eared doe. I've got 2 or 3 years of trail cam pictures of her. I think that's the first time I've seen her from while actually hunting. I've got a ton of pictures of her. She came in on pins and needles. She knew something was up. She's a wise old doe. She was really on edge there. Ended up skirting me, but it's pretty cool to see her. I was watching 2 does I could barely see in front of me in the thick stuff, and then they took off that way and I saw them run off, and they followed by a coyote. Don't usually see coyotes chase deer, but every now and again they do. It's usually more than one, but this looks like it was just one coyote. Alright, well, I filled the memory card on my camera. Didn't delete some files properly or something. Need to reformat it later, but I got the GoPro now just for backup. I won't hunt much longer, but if anything big walks by, I'll have video. So that white-eared doe came back in, and I had a really strong quartering away shot I could have taken, but I didn't feel comfortable. But I was drawn back on her. She's just way too skittish. She actually looked up at me this time, but never spooked. But I didn't get the shot I wanted. Alright, looks like a pretty good setup here. I'm in the spot where I was gonna hunt this morning, but I got a late start. I jumped a deer coming in here. It made a heck of a noise getting out. It never saw me, it just got off bed and ran. Couldn't tell if it was a buck, but it made a lot of noise. There's some big fresh rubs, tons of tracks, fresh droppings. This is a spot that I saved for the rut. I pretty much only hunt during the rut a couple times in here, so hopefully we see some bucks cruising. Well, dang it, the deer didn't want to play tonight. I thought for sure I'd see something. It's covered up in sign, fresh tracks, droppings, scrapes, rubs, everything. I jumped that one coming in, but that was early. I figured something would make its way back through here, but I guess not tonight. Probably gonna let this spot rest for a day or two and come back when the wind is right. Wind was good today, just deer weren't doing their thing like I was hoping they would. But it's not over, and I'll be hunting somewhere else in the morning, so I will catch y'all later.